Welcome to the Defeat the Drama podcast, where you'll learn tips, tricks, and strategies to help you gain clarity, find purpose, live boldly, and defeat the drama in leadership and life. Host Kirsten E. Ross is known to many as the drama-free queen. She is the undisputed expert of transformation. She'll move you from resigned, resentful, and overwhelmed to focused, engaged, and empowered.
Welcome to the Defeat the Drama podcast. I'm Kirsten Rush, your host, and this is episode number 73. Drama zaps energy and steals focus, so let's defeat some drama now. Thanks so much for joining me. Today's episode is sponsored by Pillar Social Media. They create, manage, and grow brands on the social web. They have done a lot of great work for many organizations, and I really suggest that you check them out. I highly recommend it. You can find them at pillarsocialmedia.com. And if you want to find me or anything else about this podcast or the work that I do, head to defeatthedrama.com. You'll find the podcast on the podcast tab. You can contact me from there and find out some more information about some of the books that I've read and some webinars that I do. So check it out, and I would love to hear from you. Remember, if you've got a current drama challenge happening, whether it's in your life or your work, you can send it in to me, and I'll provide customized solutions on a future episode. Just go to the podcast tab, click on Submit Your Question. You can record it or shoot me a message, and I'll provide you those customized solutions. All right, so in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about why my bank is awesome. So if you listened to the last episode, I shared a story about, it was called The True Tale of a Courtesy Call Gone Awry. My longtime insurance company had been a customer for probably about 20 years or so. One of their customer service people called me with just a super quick recap in case you didn't listen. But you know what? Go back and listen to it. But called me with a courtesy call. They said they hadn't received my payment. First call went great. I looked online. The payment had gone out 2 weeks prior, called them back, and I said, hey, the money's out of my account. It looks like it went out fine. Can you do some checking? So she checked. She said, yep, I'll check with our billing department. I'll call you back. When she called me back, she said they hadn't received it, and she proceeded to treat me like I hadn't paid my bill and was very condescending and accusatory, and things kind of went downhill from there. So they certainly didn't treat me like someone who's been paying my bills great for over 20 years. So as part of what happened, I had to work through my bank to help show proof that I'd made the payment. So I thought I would take a quick opportunity to share about some great customer service. I love my bank. My bank actually calls me the walking billboard. I'll tell you the name of my bank. It's Flagstar. They're a Michigan-based bank, so you know, a lot of you may not have even heard of it, but they provide great service. And what I loved is that I'm able to just call them and they know me. I don't even have to give them my last name. So I call them up. So, you know, because obviously if they say I didn't make the payment, but the money's gone, where did it go? And I need to show proof that it went. So I was able to call them up and I said, hey, this is Kirsten. Hey, Kirsten, how are you doing? How are the boys? Love it. I don't have to give them my business name. I don't have to give them my account number. They're immediately popping in to check things out for me. So she looks up and she says, yeah, it looks like it went out. But you know what? Let me do a little more digging around. Can I put you on hold for a minute? I'm going to call our back office. So awesome. They're not passing me on to someone else, you know, or forwarding my call. They're not saying hang up and dial this 1-800 number so that you can deal with someone that you don't know. No, she became the champion for my issue. I love it. Isn't that what you're always looking for when you call in anywhere? So she was, you know, with her actions and her words was telling me, I'm going to take care of this issue for you. So I was on hold for just a couple minutes. She came back and she said, Kirsten, the money went electronically. They've got your money there. I've got proof. She goes, they're going to email it to me. It'll take me maybe 5 minutes to have it. As soon as I've got it, I'll shoot you an email and you'll have the proof that you need to verify that the payment went out. Perfect. Thank you so much. So I made the fun call back to the insurance company that had hung up on me. And was able to have the fun experience. And it's so funny. As I was talking, again, they know me really well in the bank. And I was telling her how the conversation had gone. And she was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry that happened to you. That is terrible. They should never do that. And so when she called me back or when she took me back off hold and said, hey, I've got proof and it went electronically, I was like, ooh, this is going to be a fun call to make. And she actually said, have fun calling them back. So I called the owner and I said, you know what? I said, actually, you guys received my payment electronically. So if you'd like to share that with your employee as well, that would be great. And I'm going to have proof of that for you within about the next 10 minutes. So if you could give me your email address so I can forward it to you as soon as they get it to me, that would be great. So literally within 5 minutes, I had an email. And you know what? The email trail was about 5 people. So whatever technician or whatever got the, my verification form, and that was an attachment, and it was sent through 3 or 4 different people to the person who I was on the phone with, and then it was forwarded to me. So through a series of people, they got me everything that I needed and forwarded it to me within about 5 minutes. Awesome customer service. They understood my issue. They became a champion for me. And I had what I needed to prove that I had made the payment and that they needed to figure out on their end what they did with the money. So that is an example of how to provide great service. And they have always given me great service there. And so I am very loyal to my bank. It's really funny because when my husband and I were getting married, that was one of the issues. We're both business owners. So we both had multiple bank accounts and all kinds of stuff going on at our banks. And it's tough to switch banks. So one of our negotiable items when we were getting married is which bank are we going to use? And so I was with him at his bank. And as banks will tend to do, they started to try to sell me on switching. Now the bank, I won't say the bank name, but they're a huge, I know you've heard of this bank, and they make all kinds of promises. And they of course were, giving me the whole spiel. And I looked at them and I said, look, there is no way I'm switching banks. I said, they provide awesome drop everything service, and they've been helping me plan my wedding. They looked at me and they said, what? I said, better believe it. Well, what I meant by that is they knew me so well. They knew I was getting married. They were excited. And every time I came in, they were like, what are you planning on now? And they would refer me. They would say, hey, try this place for the hall. Or if you need flowers, try this. So they were giving me great ideas. And I actually used a limo service from them and the hall where we had our wedding. So that's, by knowing your customers and helping them, there is nothing bank related about what they were doing, but they were just having fun, sharing life experiences with me. And that made me a very loyal person, treating me well, treating me with respect, going the extra mile, and caring about what's going on in my life have all made me a very, very loyal customer. Not to mention the fact that, or not to minimize the fact that I can call, say my first name, and get everything taken care of that I need. So I want you to stop and think, where can you implement some of these strategies? And, you don't necessarily want to think of it as a quote unquote strategy, but how can you implement over the top great service by just creating true, authentic relationships with your customers, your clients, caring about them, getting, not ultra involved in their lives. It's not like we're going to birthday parties together or anything like that, but they know what's going on in my life minimally. And, they're seeing where else they can be of service. And I'm not going anywhere because I have great service and I know them and they care and I know it. So where can you implement some strategies like that in your own business? Where can you really get to know your customers, show them that you care, and build those rock solid, authentic relationships? So that's all for today. Remember, check out my website, defeatthedrama.com. Let's learn a little more about me. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I look forward to the next episode. And until then, make it a great day.